You found yourself on another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United, and on today's episode, the Los Angeles Lakers gave the Cleveland Cavaliers exactly what they deserved as they defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers 121-115 because the Cleveland Cavaliers do not know how to play defense. It was an offensive slugfest that the Lakers ultimately won because the Cavs played their style instead of our style. I'll explain why and talk about this loss in depth. This is Let 'Em Know Kings United. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for the post-game reaction podcast of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Sacramento Kings, and the Chicago Bulls. This is Let 'Em Know Kings United. Let 'em know, nation, you know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of Let 'em Know Kings United, the Chicago Bulls, Sacramento Kings, and Cleveland Cavaliers post-game reaction podcast. And I am your host, Carlo Weisberg. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning into this great show. You can find Let 'em Know Kings United, which is 100% free and available on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Public, Pandora, and wherever else you want to listen to this show. Give the show a follow on the platforms if you can, please. Turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends, and give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. It is a great way to support the podcast, and I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. I'm here to talk about a loss that, honestly, in my direct opinion, the Cleveland Cavaliers deserved after the Los Angeles Lakers took down the Cleveland Cavaliers 121-115 in the front end of a back-to-back for Cleveland inside Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Now, I understand some people might be thinking, why did the Cleveland Cavaliers deserve this loss, Sky? It was a very entertaining game. Both teams balled out offensively. Why did Cleveland deserve this loss? Before I get down to the reasons why, I want to agree with a lot of you. I agree that it was a very entertaining basketball game. I mean, both teams shot the lights out in the first half. Like at the end of the first half, it was Cleveland 71, Los Angeles Lakers 70. And I thought to myself, well, this is going to be an offensive battle. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Not high scoring to the point where it was 150, 152, 157, something like that. Excuse me for the reaction. Sometimes that happens. But anyway, it wasn't like the Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks game earlier on this year where the Indiana Pacers beat the Atlanta Hawks 150, I think it was 157, 152, something like that. But whatever the case is, the game between the Cavs and the Lakers, it was very entertaining for the most part. I agree with some people. It was a very entertaining basketball game, and the return of LeBron James, the 39-year-old who attended St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio, spent 11 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers, leading them to the 2016 National Championship, the only championship for the Cleveland Cavaliers in franchise history. Earlier in this game, or earlier today, a museum dedicated to his life, LeBron James Home Court, opened at his family foundation's house, 3 Party in Akron. The admission was $23, matching his uniform number, which is really cool. And LeBron extended his league record streak of double-digit scoring performances to 1,167 games, raising his point total to an unprecedented 39,060 over 21 NBA seasons. He is the Cavs' career leader in points, rebounds, assists, steals, minutes, and games. Before I get into the game, I will say this. LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time. I'm not going to say the greatest of all time yet. I understand that he is the leading scorer in NBA history. I'm not denying that. But I still think Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. LeBron is second. Come at me if y'all want, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, about the game, I want to give the kudos to the Los Angeles Lakers because as entertaining this game was, the Lakers baited the Cleveland Cavaliers to play their style. What do I mean by that? The Lakers are a team that don't play a lot of defense. They want to generate a lot of offense. And the Cavs' identity is defense first and protecting the paint. The Lakers exposed the Cleveland Cavaliers in this game because the Cavs did a terrible, horrible, very bad job at defending the paint. I mean, the Lakers were getting like backside lobs and lobs all day long, and they couldn't respond. I mean, I knew as soon as we were training baskets, I was like, this is the Lakers style. This is the Lakers game. The Lakers baited the Cleveland Cavaliers to play their style. And you know what? I'm going to give credit to Darvin Ham. I'm going to give credit to Darvin Ham here because I know a lot of people, and especially a lot of Lakers fans that are listening to this show right now, it's a love and hate relationship with Darvin Ham, right? But I got to give him credit because he baited the Cleveland Cavaliers to play their style. And all credit to the Lakers, it worked. It worked. We couldn't get any stops defensively. We did not communicate. I'm speaking of Cleveland here. We did not communicate. There was no help on the defensive end. And we allowed the Lakers to do whatever they wanted. Especially inside in the paint. And especially AD, Anthony Davis, scored a season-high 32 points. Overall in the game, 23 of them came in the second half. LeBron said tonight was an AD game for us. He needs to touch the ball, and we want him to be aggressive offensively and anchor our defense. He did a great job attacking the basket and guarding the glass. Austin Reeves also had a really good game for the LA Lakers. He had 15 points and 10 assists, a double-double for him. Christian Wood scored 13 points off the bench. And who in the living world is Max Christie? I know he was the Summer League MVP, but my God, the Cleveland Cavaliers have no idea how to read a scouting report because Max Christie was going absolutely off. Absolutely off. He had 12 points for the Lakers, who have now won 3 third-straight games on the road. They shot 52% from the field, and on 47 baskets, 32 of them were assisted. Honestly, that's winning basketball. That is winning basketball that was played last night, not by Cleveland, but LA Lakers. Reeves said something about the assists, which I found really interesting. Anytime you can get that assist number up, it means you're playing the game the right way. The team did a really good job trying to make winning plays. And you know what? I hope the Cleveland Cavaliers learned. I hope they learn a lesson about playing the game the right way. Not by matching the Lakers' style. Because honestly, although it was an offensive battle, although it was an offensive slugfest, and I want to credit both teams especially for that, but what Cleveland... You know what? You know the reason why Cleveland lost this game for me? And you know why I said that the Lakers gave the Cavs what they deserved? Because they didn't play their style. They didn't play Cleveland Cavalier basketball. They honestly played LA Lakers basketball because the Lakers were in complete control from the jump. They dictated the pace of this game. They were getting easy baskets, especially inside. Max Christie was shooting the lights out from three, and we couldn't guard him. Austin Reeves was doing whatever we want. We allowed guys like AD, Christian Wood to do whatever they want to us. And honestly, LeBron, even though he didn't look his best, he still got his back. He still got his buckets. He still got his. But the Cleveland Cavaliers coming into this game were getting healthy at the right time because Donovan Mitchell came back. He missed the previous 4 games with a right hamstring strain. He shot 4 of 18 for the field and had 22 points and 6 assists for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I would give Donovan Mitchell the benefit of the doubt because that's his first game back. But who am I kidding here? He is to blame for some of this. Because in the fourth quarter, the Cleveland Cavaliers still haven't learned time and score. The Indiana Pacers are the only team, or I should say, the Pacers or the Magic and the Magic are the only teams that understand time and score. You have a full shot clock, Donovan Mitchell, not a short time clock, right? You didn't have like 14 seconds on the shot clock or 10. You had a full 24-second shot clock to work with and plenty of time left. Plenty of time left. And what do? Your selfishness takes over and you just shoot 2 mediocre shots. I understand you're a scorer. I understand that you are one of the most talented players in the NBA. And there's no denying that. But my God, the way you acted the last 2 shots for Cleveland, it was absolutely selfish. It was absolutely selfish. I wanted to see some action by the Cleveland Cavaliers. I wanted to see us set some pin down or stagger screens, get a little curl action for Evan Mobley or Jared Allen going because Evan Mobley and Jared Allen hung with LeBron and AD for the most part. But no, Donovan Mitchell's selfishness, apart from Cleveland playing the Lakers style, costed us this game. Evan Mobley said we didn't play how we wanted to the entire game, and we didn't complete the mission. They were executing their plays, and we weren't down the stretch. It's disappointing. You know what's disappointing, Evan Mobley? Not playing your style. Playing to the Lakers style of game costed you this game. The identity for Cleveland is defense, 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 and protecting the paint. What Cleveland did was trade baskets with an experienced Laker team who, let's remember, last year made it to the Western Conference Finals. Even though they got swept by the Denver Nuggets ultimately, the Lakers are still a talented basketball team. They are a veteran basketball team led by one of the greatest players of all time, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. When healthy, he's one of the best big men in the NBA today. Because of the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers played the Lakers style of basketball, and they were willing to trade baskets with them instead of digging in defensively and getting timely stops, the Lakers dominated this game from the jump. I don't care if they scored nearly 140 points at the end of one half. I don't care about that. The Lakers dominated this game because the Cleveland Cavaliers were playing their style instead of our style. And you know what? That is embarrassing. That is absolutely embarrassing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's honestly an embarrassing loss. Honestly. I know I'm being harsh on Cleveland right now, but it's just me being brutally honest. Okay? It's me being brutally honest because I know what Cleveland can do. If we played our style against the LA Lakers, if we were getting stops defensively, if we were digging in, if we were communicating and not giving them any backside helps, we would have been beating this team, I would not say by a large margin, but we would beat them by maybe like a 4 or 5 point margin. But no, you wanted to trade baskets on offense. You didn't want to play defense. You didn't want to protect the paint, and this is what happens. And now you have a Toronto team that killed us last year, that almost swept us in a regular season series. And I know Toronto really well because I saw them playing the Chicago Bulls. Their length and size are going to test the Cleveland Cavaliers. And based on what I saw last night by Cleveland, I think they're going to fail. I honestly think they're going to fail this test. Because if we didn't play to our potential against the LA Lakers, who knows if we're going to play to our potential against a Toronto a Toronto team that has size, that has length, that has depth, that has OG Anunoby, who's been having a really good season up to this point, who's been Scotty Barnes, who is an absolute stud. I don't think Cleveland's going to get it done. I want them to, but I don't think we're going to do it. By the way, Darius Garland did not play in the second half because of a neck strain caused by an awkward collision with Max Christie in the first quarter. That played a big role in the loss, but honestly, it was the lack of defense and playing the Lakers style instead of the Cavs style. And that's why I said that the LA Lakers gave the Cleveland Cavaliers exactly what they deserved. But LeBron said something about being back in Cleveland. He said, stepping back on this floor and knowing I was part of pretty much all the banners in this arena. That's pretty cool. It's very special to be a kid from Akron and to have been drafted here and played 11 years in Cleveland. Darvin Ham said about LeBron, he's a great young man who has done tremendous things on the basketball floor in the world of business and in education. All credit to LeBron James, and especially kudos to the LA Lakers. They came to play down the stretch. They came to play all game, while Cleveland, for the most part, did not. 52% for the field for the LA Lakers, 47% for the field for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both teams struggled from three-point range, 33 to 32% on that perspective. Both teams did relatively well from the free throw line, but here's the stats that won the game for Cleveland or LA. The rebounds, 44-37 Lakers. Offensive rebounds, 9-7 Lakers. Assists, 34-30 Lakers. The steals, 13-9 Cleveland. I'll give them that. The blocks, 8-4 Lakers. The assists, or I should say, the turnovers. 18-14. Cleveland did a better job of taking care of the ball. I'll give them that. But here's the biggest stat for me. If you allow teams in this league to score 70 points in the paint, you're not going to win anything. And I think the Lakers had a really good game plan of attacking the paint and opening the door for backside lobs, and it would force the Cleveland Cavaliers to communicate on the weak side. And I did not see any of that in this game for Cleveland, because all Cleveland cared about, honestly, was they scored, now we're going to score. Dig in defensively and learn how to communicate. Because if you're playing like this against LA, I know Toronto is going to force us to communicate. I know their length is going to be a problem. Let's see if the Cleveland Cavaliers go back to Cleveland Cavalier basketball tonight. I don't think they are, but hey, I've been wrong before, right? I've been wrong before. Anthony Davis, like I said, season high, 32 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. He also had 3 big blocks in this game. LeBron had 22 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He also had 6 rebounds. Max Christie, he had a breakout game out of nowhere. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 2 for 4 from 3. Austin Reeves off the bench, 15 points and 10 assists, a double-double for him. He's my 6th man of the year. He and Emmanuel Quickley from the New York Knicks are like a 2-man race for 6th man of the year right now. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, he did his best with 22 points, 6 assists, and a steal his first game back. Evan Mobley hung in there. He hung in there with the big boys with 18 points, 4 steals, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and a block. Jared Allen also hung in there, 21 points, 14 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and 3 assists. Off the bench, George Niang, he was slowly but surely getting his game going, 13 points with 2 rebounds and 2 steals. And Craig Porter Jr. continues to be impressive. 11 points, 5% for the field with a rebound and an assist. But look, Cleveland, you got to learn how to play defense. You got to learn how to play defense. I understand that Anthony Davis and LeBron James were going to get their buckets. But in order to beat teams like the Lakers, you got to learn how to play your style instead of the other team's style. That's why the Lakers won this game, and that's why I believe, despite the offensive slugfest, the Lakers gave the Cavs what they deserved. Let's see if they can learn from their mistake and bounce back tonight against the Toronto Raptors. But right now, I don't see it. I don't see it happening because it's the second game of a back-to-back for Cleveland, and the last time they were in a back-to-back, the Miami Heat caught them in a really bad night. And I believe also, again, they used a lot of energy matching offensive baskets with the LA Lakers instead of using that energy to dig in defensively. And I think the Toronto Raptors have the edge coming into this game. But hey, let's see if the Cleveland Cavaliers learn from the mistake that they made last night. That's going to do it for today's edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United. You can find this show on Amazon Music, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Public, Pandora, and wherever else you want to listen to this show. Give the show a follow on those platforms. Turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends. Give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on. I'm Scarlett Weisberg. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you right back here for another episode of Let 'Em Know Kings United.